Thanks so much for tuning in and watching my videos. Thanks so much for being my friend. Got a little tongue-tied there. And thanks for watching these videos with me. So today I wanted us to speak about generational curses, right? Generational curse breakers. Yes, because I am the chosen one in my family that broke the curses, right? All the foolishness stops right here with me. And I wanted to watch a bunch of other videos for confirmation and just so we could discuss the topic together. It doesn't hurt to talk about it together. Who else am I going to speak about it with other than my friends? This is a topic that we speak about daily with me and my kids in my house because I want them to know, it really did stop with me, right? Everything stopped with me because my children are being raised consciously, right? And with the way I raised my children too, first of all, I am the first one in my family to even be raising my children. Yeah. So, I'm feeling great about that. But it causes a lot of hate and problems, right? Which is a big reason why I don't speak to any of the people in my family because there's a lot going on. But let's watch some videos. And I can give a little commentary every now and then. Okay.
Let me give you 5 signs that your family is operating under a generational curse. Nobody in your family can get or stay married, especially the women. There's a heavy boyfriend-girlfriend culture in your family where people will shack up, but they always break up. It is for this reason that most of the children in your family do not have their father's last names. They're carrying the surnames of their mother's father, their grandmother's father, their great-great-grandmother's father. The point is the last name that is supposed to be attached to them was lost somewhere. Number 2, there's a lot of premature death with the men in the family. Go watch my previous video for context, but whenever you're dealing with a generational curse, especially when you're dealing with generational witchcraft or when you're dealing with witchcraft period, there typically is a clause in the contract that allows the enemy to take young boys, which is what he prefers to take the young men. I want you to think about the olden days or even the biblical days whenever they would have war. Most of the time when one nation attacked another one, they would kill the men, but they would take the women into captivity. They would turn the women into sex slaves. That's how Satan moves. This is largely because women have wombs. Spirits get to enter into our wombs and come into the realm of the earth. Legally, that is. Number 3, generational poverty. Now, I have to say this, poverty is a mindset. It's not just the outward condition, it's the inward condition of the mind, or better yet, the heart. It's being limited to certain information. That's all it is. Information is an arm. The less information you have, the less your reach is. That's good, golly, or true information, And anytime you find poverty in a family, you will typically find the crabs in a bucket mentality. A lot of ignorance, a lot of fighting, a lot of drinking and drugs, which brings me to number 4.
And you know what? The spirit of poverty, that curse, because remember, it's a mindset, right? Then you're struggling unknowingly. You're giving that mindset to your kids. Your kids are watching you struggle, right? So in the back of their head now, money is hard to get, right? And then so for them, it's like a pattern that keeps repeating itself, right? So it's that is a really, really big one.
Addiction runs in your bloodline. As humans, we were actually created to progress, and anytime we don't progress, we start going in cycles or systems. This is what we call a stronghold. This creates a great deal of depression, and this depression is oftentimes pacified by addiction. That's until depression gets so big that it is no longer satisfied by a pacifier. It has to get a bottle. The bottle is called rebellion. The Bible says rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. You see, it's not just about Satan keeping you ignorant. He actually wants you to come into agreement with him. He wants you to surrender your will to him. Eventually, the bottle isn't enough, so he has to start giving you meat. This particular meat is called witchcraft. Outright witchcraft, that is. Number 4, division in the family. Division is one of Satan's most narcissistic.
Now let me talk about this one for a little bit because you know what? I was actually speaking to my son about this earlier because I was showing him an example. So I met this girl in a shelter, right? And her mom died of a drug overdose, right? So I'm going to show you the cycle. I'm going to show you, okay, how it started, okay? So her mom died of both her parents died of drug overdoses, right? When I met her, she said she would never touch drugs because of the way her mother died, right? Fast forward, life will beat your ass, and I don't mean that to be rude, but life will really show you. Like as kids growing up, we're really ignorant to a lot of stuff, right? We have a lot of hate and a lot of anger towards our parents, but we don't really understand where they were coming from or why they are the way they were, right? We're not thinking these things, we're just having all this hate. So life has to take us on a journey so we could understand our parents' pain, right? So life took her on a journey, and the journey wasn't fun. So she turned to drugs, just much like her mother. Do you see where the story is already going, right? So now she has a daughter growing up, right? So now her daughter had the same mentality she did as a teenager. Now her daughter is the same age she was when she had her, but her daughter wants to be a mom now too, because her daughter now believes that she can do it better than her mom, because she watched her mom struggle and she watched her mom not make it. She watched her mom go through so much pain, distress, and trauma, right? But she's not thinking like, wow, my mom's going through a lot. She's thinking, wow, my mom's weak. Remember, these are children. They're not thinking of it with sympathy. They're angry because why can't you stand up? It's the same way when I know, for example, when I was an adult when this happened, but I awakened and I started to go through my healing process, and I was so upset myself because I was thinking, if it's so easy for me to reach out to Jesus, you guys are 1,000,000 years old, you guys are 80 and 90. Why haven't one of you guys in all the 90 years you were alive, why didn't you one time reach out to Jesus so you can tell me the correct way to live my life instead of having me live my life in fear, right? So yes, these kids are angry, right? They're not looking at it like that. So now she wants to go repeat the cycle now too. She wants to go have a baby so she can do it on her own too, the same way the young lady that I met in the shelter did on her own, right? And life showed her and took her and showed her what her mom was going through. Why? It might not have been in the exact same way, but you see why her mom did it, right? And then here you are on your path experiencing the same trauma and having the same mindset that your mother had, but you were there as a little child judging your mother, right? That's why we shouldn't judge people, because what life does, it brings you right back into a loop, right? And then the generational curses just keep continuing and continuing, and then they can't see their own hate. They can't see their own problems. They can't see their own trauma, right? Because I was just telling my son today, I stopped speaking to her because it was a comment she made when she said to me that she didn't need me to call the police for her, that if she felt like she was in danger, then she would have called the police on her own. And I was thinking, my God, the man was putting guns or pew-pews to you and your children's heads. You didn't need somebody to call the police. I don't know what kind of person you think I am to watch that happen and not do something about it, right? So I don't want friends like that. I don't want to be on her frequency, because you ever heard the saying, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are? I don't want to be on that frequency. So I removed myself because I don't need that in my life, and you didn't even want to be safe from the situation. You loved it. So why are we friends? Why am I speaking to you just to upset my own self? When I hear that something happened to you and your kids, I'm upset, but you're allowing it. So why am I here having my feelings involved? I removed myself, right? But that's to show you, like, these generational curses run deep, and a lot of the times we're still stuck in our own ignorance that we're not even looking at what's happening right before our eyes.
Family. Narcissistic moves. His objective is to divide and conquer. So your family begins to consist of 3 groups of people: the rebellious, unsaved, hateful, the ones who don't care about serving the Lord; the religious, those who have the appearance of godliness but deny the power thereof; and a few righteous folks. Nobody likes the religious people, so they separate themselves. The righteous are disregarded by the family because a prophet is not without honor except in his own country and amongst his own kin. So they have to move on to where they can be used by God. And the sinful, rebellious, and those who are just pretty much into witchcraft stick together until some of them start fighting for power. So yeah, that last one was actually number 5. Let's just go ahead and do a bonus one. Mental illness runs in your family. You see, the mind can be like a country within itself. It's broken up into different states. There's the financial realm, the parental realm, the platonic realm. There are so many realms of the mind. Satan typically enters in through one realm, and he continues to advance across the mind or over the mind. We can describe these realms as real estate. The more real estate a demon has in a person's mind, the more it can incapacitate that person. I hope I said that right. A person who has limited real estate in their own mind, or limited use of the real estate of their mind, is typically going to be mentally ill or have mental disorders. which means that that person can only teach their children a limited amount of information, causing their children to be limited as well. That's why mental health issues tend to run in a family. You'll see a lot of narcissism, bipolar disorder, a lot of schizophrenia running in that particular family. So those are the 5 or 6 signs that your family is operating under a generational curse. The obvious question is, how do I break the curse? You want to surrender yourself to God. Completely, wholeheartedly give yourself over to God. And then you want to make sure that you go through deliverance.
You need to listen to what I'm about to say, because I wasn't even about to do a message today.
Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to kiss my teeth. It's just because, like, when people say that, it's like there's more, like... First of all, to defeat the generational curse, you have to first identify it. You have to first look within yourself and figure out what is happening. Because remember, we have all these things inside of us, right? We have all our ancestors. We have our higher self. We have to communicate with all our being, right? Well, I guess, yes, commit yourself to God, okay, within yourself, within your vessel, not an outside source. But, you know, you have to start working on yourself. That's how you break the curses for real, you know? Unfortunately, and a lot of people think that you can say a prayer and break the curse, and
Literally, I was going to take a rest after doing my reading today, so I need you to listen. And I know that sound in the back was not for no reason. You were sent to break the fucking curse, okay? You were not meant to be cursed. You were sent to break it. And you had people in your family doing black magic on you. Guess what? Newsflash, it did not work. It did not work. And I need you to understand, some distorted guardian, okay? Some distorted guardian who was supposed to be watching over you, but they were more so monitoring you, plotting for your downfall, hoping for your downfall, for somebody even putting things in your food as you were growing up, okay? Because they saw your power. Whereas they were sent to break the curse, they didn't. Break the curse, they...
You know what's so crazy about this message? Because I just started watching it, and I told y'all my ex was putting things in my food and admitted it to me, and that was the weirdest shit I'll never eat from anybody ever again in my life. Like, what was that? Like, why? Okay, and you know, I told y'all about that my mom has been working witchcraft on me my entire life, and she's...
And they knew that you were special from the time that you ascended back into the birth portal for this timeline. I need you to listen to what I'm about to say. I had a dream, okay? I had a dream. I don't always share my dreams because sometimes your dreams are meant for you. I'm not going to say everything that was in the dream, but I'm going to share the part that I was called to share. Now, in this dream, there was me having a conversation with a guardian, right? Not going to say who it is because we don't give stages to the irrelevant. But at the end of the day, right? This person was literally having a conversation with me, and as we're having a conversation, everybody around us is having a good time, partying. That is an example of fluff, you know, fillers, things that are going on when there's bigger things at hand. So this person's having a conversation. The floorboard literally opens up in like a black vortex portal starts pulling this person down. And mind you, somehow I'm able to stand over it, and I'm holding one of my children, and I'm still trying to pull this person up, even though this person is not a good person. I'm still trying to pull this person up. And then this person, I get them, they slip, and then I grab them again, right? As they're about to fall again, and they're like, no, don't let me go. I pulled this person back up, and of course they were saved. And also in the dream, there was a gigantic swarm of flies. Flies is surveillance, spiritual surveillance, somebody doing something in the shadows, trying to send it your way. I need you to understand what this message that I'm telling you means, right? Whatever this guardian in your life is, okay? They, instead of breaking the generational curse, they continue to bring it down. They continue, my nose is itch. They continue to bring it down, right? They were supposed to be a part of breaking the curse. They added to it, okay? And in this dream, it basically signified, okay, even if you fall, I am not going to fucking let this family go down with you. I'm not going to let our lineage go down with you. It stops here. It stops with you. And if you're seeing this, I need you to understand it stops with you. This is why This is why for so long you couldn't understand why you were the black sheep, right? Why, you just existing pissed people off. Why they went out your way to try to dim your light. Because
And you know what's so strange about this message is the fact that she posted this 6 days ago, and I swear on everything, I know y'all see the little fruit flies that just popped up in my house out of freaking nowhere. And I just told my son this today. This is why we were talking about the generational curses, because no matter how much fly spray I spray on them, I'm telling you, they will not die. And it's like you spray, and then it's like you'll think they're all gone, right? And then they fly directly to me. And I'm like, that's somebody watching me. Like, I know it. And they want me to know that they're watching me, right? Because it's just abnormal. Like, even my son was saying, like, how come these fruit flies aren't dying? Like, we took out all the fruits in our house. There's no fruit. Like, what are you guys surviving on? What? Like, I don't understand it. Whew, it's just so much stuff that she's saying right now that it's like, ooh. And then especially the fact that I even had a dream about my mom the other day. Actually, I've been dreaming about her and my father lately, this week. But yeah, it's just so much strange things going on. But I've been peeping it.
dim your light because, baby, because I need you to realize that you've always been told.
And yeah, that's what I want to talk about too. My existence bothers my entire family. That's why I moved so far. Like, I don't have to do anything to these people for them to be bothered, okay? It's just the fact that I have a face and I have a vessel. They're triggered, okay? Because, like, you guys will think I'm making this up. But then when you come around, like, first of all, I refuse to go in a room with them at all anymore. Because I've had enough. But people would always think I'm overreacting until they've see it from themselves, and then they would have a different story. Oh, your mom's jealous. Oh, your family this, your family is that. But then it's like, that's why I don't really mess with people, because it's like, I feel like if I tell you something, why would I make that up, right? And then now that you see it for yourself, all of a sudden you want to switch sides, you want to be my side. No, I'm cool. Like, we don't need to. That's why I'm very funny with who I speak to, because it's like, after my family treated me so, or my relatives my portals have treated me so weird my entire life, I'm weird on a whole. Like, that's why I'm very finicky around people, and I don't really want to speak to people like that, because it's like, what are your intentions? Like, I'm not the kind of person that goes around making stuff up. For what? This isn't a TV show. So, like, I just feel like, it's not like I'm saying, oh, like, believe me, but it's like, why would I lie about that? So it's like, yeah, that's how I feel. I just stay away from people, because they've had an issue with me my entire life. Like, at first I thought that my mom's issue with me is that I looked like my father. But then I'm like, what is the rest of their issue? Like, especially my grandma. My grandma would literally make up the most blatant, out-of-pocket lies about me and tell people. And I would know she'd making up lies about me. Because I remember this one time I went to my uncle's house, and he passed a comment to me, and it was so weird that he would say something like that. And I'm like, why the hell would he say that? And I brought it up to Sister Hyacinth, because I was like, he said this. And she was like, what? I think your grandma's talking shit. And when I really think back about it and I meditated on that shit, I'm like, yo, she does talk shit. And then I remember one time in church, someone came up to me, and you're young, you don't say anything, but I always wish that I said something. Like, this is why I am the way I am, and I'm so outspoken now, because that shit haunted me. I remember I went to church one day from the shelter. Guys, I took the train from the shelter to church in the middle, or for like night service from like 7 to like 1 or 2 in the morning, because I was trying to change my life around, whatever, blah blah blah. And I was young, and I thought that because I had my son, and remember they made it seem like I was a horrible beast, monster, like piece of shit that was going to hell. So yeah, I was trying to do what I can. And I remember I went to church one day, and this lady was like, oh, you should really thank your grandmother for everything she's done for you. Thank her for all the help she gives you. And I froze, and I never said anything. I was just staring at her because I was confused. I was like, what? Like, I didn't have an answer for her because I was genuinely confused. Like, I was like, what are you talking about? But now I wish I could have went back and been like, what help? Like, do you know where I'm coming from, lady? Like, what are you talking about? But I was just like 15, I was 16 at the time, and she said that, and I was caught off guard. I was just confused, so I didn't say anything. But now when I think about all the stuff, the little things that been adding up, and the little sly remarks, and like my grandma was literally going around telling people that I was only helping her for money. Why the hell would I help you for money? You're my grandmother. I'm helping you because you're my grandmother. Like, you know what? How did we get here? How did we get here? But like, yeah, like, these people are strange. So that's why I stay to myself, because it's like, I don't have the time for this foolishness. Like, you do one nice thing, and then all of a sudden you're like this horrible person that has a different big plot. Like, the things that these people make up about me is ridiculous. So I stay far from them with my kids. And so if anybody hears anything about me, that is a goddamn lie, because I am over 2 hours away. Nobody has seen my kids. Nobody has seen me. Okay, so if they say, oh, I see Lucretia, that they're lying. So now you will know for sure they're lying, because I'm far as hell, and I have no reason whatsoever to call their phone or to visit them. Yeah, I don't speak to these people. These people have issues with me, and I can't. And it's like, I don't mind being cordial with them, but they don't know how to be cordial with me, right? So I'm 2 hours away. Don't speak to me. Don't call me.
Top tier. You've always been spiritually protected even before you knew it and understood what it is. And somebody, this is your confirmation. You have been protected under a seal, a decree that was made way before you decided to ascend. It's ancient. It's more ancient than a lot of things that are what we see, right? Oh, this is the oldest thing. Your decree, that seal that you're protected under, is way ancient, more ancient than that. And also, I usually, like I tell you guys, when I come on here with a message that has urgency, I like to ground myself typically before I give messages. But this message was not to be grounded. It was not to be filtered. It was to be given raw, to fuck the system. Fuck the system that they literally have tried to push on you, the belief system, to make you feel less than. Okay, you see I'm cussing here. It's not about perfection. It's not about perfection. It is about the fact that you are a reflection of the divine, and you always have been. So when people have tried to tell you what you are supposed to do, how you're supposed to look, how you're supposed to dress, fuck them. Okay? That doesn't take away from the fact, baby, you were born with the crown. Some of you guys are monarchs. You are the monarch of your family, and you are restoring things that people have allowed to go on for years before you. Also, for somebody with the swarm of flies, it was more than just coming from, like I said, that distorted guardian. This was for other people. You have people watching you at this time, not understand.
Could you guys stop? This video must be for me, because I was just telling my son about the people watching me. What the heck? Okay, this is crazy, because I would have never watched this video. This must have been like destined, because I would have never clicked this video unless it was for this video, right? Because I'm barely on TikTok anymore. I don't really go use social media, because I'm trying to, like, you know, stay out of the media, like, you know, stay out of the hype of the world. Like, wow, this is amazing.
Understanding your level of protection, not understanding that your mission is way bigger than them. People attacking you for petty shit, let them do it. Because one thing I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you something for certain, your protection is so deep, they're going to regret sending that shit to you. Some of them have been getting warnings. Some of them have been told, this ain't the one you want to try, and they still think that they can try it. Let them fucking try it. Because at the end of the day, you have people with this decree that you're protected under. You have people that are protecting you not only in the light, they operate in the dark. You have dark shadows protecting you. So while people think they're playing in the shadows, they don't even understand that your protection rules there too. And while you're still able to operate in light, because they understood that your mission in the light you carry was going to attract them flies, them surveillance, them people that wanted to take you out. And guess what? They can't. They won't. I'm not here to speak about karma, because your mission is not focused on that. Leave it to your team. They've already got it. They're watching everything. When people attack you.
That's why I believe everybody should, like, really like get in touch with yourself, you know, because they told me that. That's why I said I would have never seen this video, because I stopped at first when, like, everything happened. I kept hearing, or like tarot readings kept coming up, like talking about the revenge and the karma and the blah blah blah. My guy told me to stop watching those. They're like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna naturally unfold. Stop getting swept up, right? That's why I don't go on like to watch tarot card readings anymore. That's why you don't really catch me on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram anymore. Because I try to stay away from those as much as possible. So that's why this one is just so unique and it's so divinely made. Like, I swear, like this was meant to happen. Like I was meant to come and make this video because I wasn't gonna make the video because of the flies. It was so much flies and I'm tired of the flies. I've been trying to, like, for the last, like, I don't know, like literally like week, I've been trying to kill these flies. I don't know where they came from, and they're the hardest flies to freaking kill. Like, I've used 4 spray bottles so far and they will not freaking, I don't know where they're coming from. So it's like, this is it, man. It makes sense.
And your mission is
nothing is a coincidence.
watching everything, because see, when people attack you and your mission is bigger than that bullshit and you operate out of love and light and you're here for your mission that was already bestowed upon you before you ascended, like I said again, through this womb portal, them trying to stop you, them wanting to see you thrown off. So this is not a message of karma, because who cares? We don't give space to the irrelevant. You are meant to destroy and disrupt illusions, okay? And break the chains that have been strapped onto your generational line, okay? You are a big fucking deal. You've always been. This is why even when you played small, you triggered the fuck out of people. Everything you touch turns to gold, and every challenge you went through, every battle you fought, you didn't announce, all of those things, trust and believe, baby, you will be reaping your benefits, the harvest of the beautiful seeds that you planted, even when there was no water in sight. I'm gonna go take my fucking rest because I deserve it, and I hope that this message gets to whoever it is. I don't even have to hope, because I know whoever needs to see it, they're gonna see it. And guess what? Your ancestors gonna make sure that you get the confirmation that you've been seeking. Also, I had to get the baby, so I had to stop right there. Listen, if you still feel that these cords, or you feel people trying to send things your way or surveillance you, remember, spiritual protection is maintenance as well. Like anything in this world, you have to maintenance it. So if you still feel people are pulling on you, you need to cut cords, or, you know, protect yourself, the people are sending you shit. I do have the Hex Dispel 444 and the link in my bio that will basically get rid of all that. Stay blessed, Ashe. And I just want to come back here because I had to hurry up and get the baby.
Here are 5 signs that you are a generational curse breaker in your family. Big ones. You'll understand these. You're going to want to save this. I'm Philip, the Abundance Alchemist, and I show people how to raise their consciousness to change their lives. Follow me for more of this stuff. So we'll start with number 1 of the 5 signs that you'll hear in this lifetime to break generational curses. Look into epigenetics. We won't go into that today. Number 1, you've always felt like the black sheep in your family, your friend group, at school, in your workplace. Not necessarily outwardly different, but something different. While others cycle through old patterns and repeat things, you've always questioned things. You see things differently. And you see the toxic cycles that others accept as just the way it is, and you can't believe it. You're like, no, that's not the way it is. Sound familiar? Number 2, whether you know it or not, you're actually healing things that your ancestors never could. It's a big job. The trauma, the limiting beliefs, the generational struggles, the lack, the issues, you feel them so deeply. You're here to alchemize them, but instead of passing them on, the buck has firmly stopped at you. You're alchemizing them into wisdom and power. You're changing the whole universe, moving the dial and changing the future for your whole family. Another common sign, number 3, you have been through hardships that have really forced you to grow rapidly. Like you've been put into a corner. Your path has not been easy because you're the one rewriting the story. You maybe had to grow up a lot quicker than you wanted to, or you were compromised in certain situations that were really painful, but now you see the benefit of those. The universe gave you those challenges not to break you, but to build you into a leader. So if you can clear your mind, open your consciousness, those skills and those hardships are going to serve you so well. Now, this won't always be the case for number 4, but you've arrived at a point in your life where you've absolutely had enough of and refused to live in survival mode anymore. You choose to thrive. You're beginning to stop being the victim. All of your ancestors and the trauma that's carried through, they lived in lack, fear, struggle, doubt, worry about the future, worry about their lives ending. You're the first to break free, and you are now on the path. Whether you believe it or not, by seeing this transmission, it's very important that you feel you're on the path to changing, to creating abundance, to saying this stops with me. I can heal this and I can move forward, and this stops with me. Very powerful. And finally, number 5, you have a deep and unshakable belief that your purpose here is way bigger than just you. Even if you haven't walked into it yet, if you feel that, it's really important, and it's really going to take you to the truth. It's not just about your healing, it's about clearing the past for future generations, raising the consciousness of everybody around you, which changes the reality and the consciousness of humanity. Your work shifts the DNA of everyone who follows you or comes after you. So this is important whether you're doing right now in your spiritual crusade. So why does this matter? Well, something called epigenetics confirms that trauma and beliefs are passed down through generations into our DNA. And if you're bringing it to the surface now to be healed, guess what? It's over, it's done. Transcending karmic cycles, you have the power to change it. So if you're in a bit of a bind at the moment or struggling, can't work out what your energy is, just start to really think about it in a different context. Let go. I say release to rise, release to rise. So by healing yourself, you're changing your family, you're changing the whole world, you're changing everything, you're creating a more abundant life for everyone. So get on with it, get it done. Like and say the word ancestor in the comments to claim this one. God bless you all. Bye.
So guys, that was the video on generational curses. Do you have any generational curses in your family? And are you the one to break them? Honestly guys, it's a really big topic because there's a lot of people right now still that don't know how to break these generational curses. And I feel like that is a generational curse in itself. The people who are still praying to an outside source, hoping that they will come and they will be the one to break the curse for them, instead of them actively identifying the curse and putting an end to it themselves. We have to be more conscious of everything that's going on around us and happening within ourselves, within our vessels, within the vessels around us, within the vessels that come through our bloodlines, right? And we have to be the ones to consciously be able to go and guide these young generations coming up so they do not fall into the same karmic traps that our ancestors previously had before us. It is our job now to change the future and make sure that we are raising conscious children going forward. Is that understood? I say that with lots of love and light. Anyways, guys, love you. Thanks so much for being my friend. Please subscribe so we can be friends, okay? Bye.
Deep and green, fairies dance like shadows seen.